should be, or all runners have readied up. We should be underway any second. And looks like we're underway.
Yep.
So the first decision that's always a little interesting is: do the runners split up, check those 2 spots available in Super Metroid, or do they all just go straight in the Link to the Past?
I think Alu and Wildcard, or Alu and Wild are going to go into A Link to the Past first, but we'll see.
Yeah, everybody's going Link to the Past. Nobody's going to go into Blue Brinstar and check those items.
Yeah, there's a lot more in A Link to the Past that you can go and check right away. So, never mind. Let's eat our words. As WildAnaconda goes right back into Super Metroid.
I mean, these 2 items might be nothing, but if it's something and your opponent doesn't check it, that's a very early advantage.
Yeah, there was a space jump that zoasty just picked up out of the sanctuary. So that's a
very good starting item.
Yeah, it's an interesting pickup. It's not the pickup that you really want in the beginning for Super Metroid, but it's a fantastic movement item. There was a plain shield there at the Morph Ball pedestal.
Second location is technically out of logic, and it's just 20 rupees anyway, so the move coming down here doesn't really pay off. Uncle has just an energy tank, but you'll always take those energy tanks.
Yeah. Up to a certain point. I mean, these guys all can finish the game with 3, so...
Yeah, very true.
Anything more than that, they don't need. But... what they will be looking for, in all likelihood, might be around 7. That'll allow them to do stand-up.
So zoasty gave us a look at the Lumberjack Cave. Aghanim not going to be needed for that. But zoasty does find some power bombs in the Lost Woods, which is always a good item to find early.
Yeah, very important. Once they find the Morph Ball, that's going to allow them to basically get everywhere in Super Metroid.
So we see Alucard WildAnaconda going basically north-south split up. Zoasty and Keku, looks like both are going to head towards Kakariko Village.
Yeah, let's check out what's in the library here. Ooh, some super missiles. Probably not going to get those.
Yeah, early on, when you find things like super missiles, it's really nice to grab them. But once you get charge beam, they lose some value. I mean, they're still nice, but...
Yeah, super missiles are definitely really good for killing bosses. But after that, depending on your beam combination, they do lose some value.
And well, we have seen some races decided here because of ammo management or having or not having that charge beam. So
yeah, ammo management. I'm sorry to cut you off there. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry, I was pretty much done. Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say ammo management for these guys is going to be less of a problem. These guys are very used to finishing the game with just 15 missiles and 10 super missiles. So that being said, they're still going to have to pay attention to that as they run through Super Metroid. So
yeah, it's also worth noting that 15 missiles, 10 supers also assumes that you found charge beam.
Yes, it does. It does. That is the absolute minimum that you can beat the game with. It is the beam combination that they're most used to is going to be charge, ice wave, and spazer. So plasma is also really nice pickup for them if they can find that. Again, just going to ease their way through, blowing through enemies and bosses. So. Is that a hook shot?
Don't think I saw a hook shot, but I saw powder and a glove.
Okay.
So far, and some blue mail.
I thought in the village cave here, the well, there was a hook shot. No, there is a flute though for sure. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a nice early pickup, and everybody's going to get that.
Yeah. Flute is very nice for early movement.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of a quick explanation of how this works. In the 2v2 tournament, we've got 2 runners facing off against another 2 runners. The runners on the left are facing off against the runners on the right. The winner of this match is whichever team has both runners finish before the other team. So, whoever finishes first doesn't really matter. Both runners on your team have to finish before both runners on the other team.
Yep. So you want to help your opponent out.
You want to help your partner out.
All right. Yes. Yes. Don't help your opponent. I don't think you're allowed to help your opponent. That would not be
I mean, you could, but...
Really? No, you're not allowed to talk to your opponent.
I mean, that's true, but I mean, there's always the IRC chat that people will make stupid little comments in sometimes.
I guess. Anyway, ignore me from now on. Just
I'm sorry, I'm just poking a little fun at you.
Oh, no problem. After, by all means.
So some early progression. What these runners are going to be looking for is, if they want to go back to Super Metroid, they'll want to find either the Morph Ball or potentially either the Speed Booster or the Screw Attack. Morph Ball would be obviously the nicest, but Speed Booster and Screw Attack will give you some extra places to look as well.
So, yeah, Speed Booster and Screw Attack will allow them to get down to Big Pink in Brinstar. But once they get down to there, it'll open up maybe about 5 or 6 additional spaces for them to be able to check. But once they get down there, if they don't have Morph Ball, then that's it. That's really they have to go back into Zelda.
Yeah, that's why Morph Ball is obviously the one you'd like to find.
Mm-hmm.
But the Speed Booster or the Screw Attack can easily lock the Morph Ball too.
Yeah. Yeah, having these gloves and this flute are so early. I mean, what does this mean? Are we going to see somebody go up to Death Mountain, do you think? We're going to see some dungeons here? What do you think we might be seeing?
I think we're going to still see a lot of overworld, because they haven't gotten much else beyond that yet. Like, Keku's checking the back of Escape, which is all in logic.
Yep.
We've got Alucard checking out Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, this is certainly...
Oh, nice find by Keku, finding the bow in the back of the cave.
Yeah, that's a big one. That opens up Eastern Palace completely now. Even though technically Lamp is required for that, they should be able to complete it and get through the dark rooms.
Now, unfortunately, Eastern is a pendant, as we also see the flippers on Alucard's side.
Yeah, there is still 3 items in there, so somebody might go in there to check it anyway.
Oh, it's definitely a good check to make, because you not only can check Eastern, but you also have 3 items in Sahara so that you can get to on the way there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you can double up and pick up essentially 6 items from there. And that's a nice item density.
Keku's gonna actually go into Escape. Now he's got he's got bombs and he's got arrows. Well, he doesn't have the arrows yet, but once you get up some arrows, he'll have the bow he can use as well.
Yeah, he can pick up some arrows from some of these guards, maybe. Here's an Ice Rod Cave check by Alu.
Just some supers, and WildAnaconda's the first up to Death Mountain. Now, with only the Power Gloves and the Flute, only one other spot he can check up here. He can see another item, but he can only get one.
Yeah, he can see the item on Spectacle Rock, but he can only get the one in Spectacle Rock. No mirror to get that item on top. This is fake flippers here by Alu.
Nope, those are real flippers.
Oh no, those are real flippers. He has real flippers. Oh, that was Ether Medallion, I think.
I think so. You gotta grab that because you don't know what medallions you need yet.
No, yeah, that's always a good call, especially early when you see a medallion. Just go get it. Nothing there in the Fairy Falls cave.
Now, Alu can check this ledge item, but he doesn't have rupees for Zora, so he'll have to pass on that for now. Oh, but that's Varia's suit on the ledge.
Varia, yeah, you definitely want that. In all honesty, that means Zora probably has nothing. Probably has nothing.
Well, it's also worth noting here, with Death Mountain access, they can get to some parts of Upper Norfair at this point.
Yes, they can. There's some power bombs in the final escape chest for Keku. Yeah, and with the pickup of Varia suit, it might actually behoove Team Wildcard to go and check out some of Norfair there, and see what's around. They are going to be very, very, very limited in what they can go and do. Again, no morph ball, so they can go and see. I think they can go right now and check out the item that's in high jump boots. But
yeah,
we'll
they can check the first item in that high jump boot area.
Still so much of the Zelda overworld to check, though. Plus, as we talked about, they're dungeons. So
yeah, I expect to see at least one on the Snappy's side to go, or probably Keku to go check out Eastern here shortly. We have had nobody go into the Eastern area yet.
Yeah, and here's Wild, I think, actually making that play right now.
Oh yeah, Wild picked up his bow as well.
Yeah, and there's Alu going back into Super Metroid. He's going to go check out that high jump boots. That could be Morph Ball there.
He's going to check this item first. He can only see it, but he can't get it.
Yep, and he knows it's not worth his time.
There's the Morph Ball in the back of Sahara's hut.
So that's a great pickup there. So that Eastern play, very worthwhile.
And I'm sure Wild just told Alucard about that. Alu's most likely going to go pick that up, and he might do more of Super Metroid now.
Yeah. It depends on what their strategy is going to be, but it looks like Wild for the moment is going to continue through Eastern, or maybe not.
No, he decided not to go to Eastern.
Yeah, there was Zoasty picking up that Varia suit, so real important for them to know where those suits are.
Yeah, Alu's making a beeline for the Morph Ball.
Yeah, I would too. It's critical, and it opens up so much of Super Metroid, and Alu has the Varia suit, so that means he's going to be able to go through and check so many areas of Super Metroid with the Morph Ball, so he can go in and he'll be able to go through and clean out Brinstar. He'll be able to clean out Wrecked Ship if he wants to. He'll be able to go clean out parts of Norfair. He may do all of Norfair if he's so inclined, but we'll see. And the one section of Super Metroid that isn't really open to him right now is Meridia. And that's because it will require either the gravity suit or several other items in combination, such as Ice Beam, Grapple Beam, Spring Ball's also a nicety there, and high jump boots. So
Alu and Wild are both making Super Metroid plays, going into different areas of Super Metroid.
Yeah, this is still a really fine play. I think they want to capitalize on Alu's Varia suit here to find stuff, and Speed Booster is an amazing pickup.
I'm giving so far I'd say Alu Wild have the very early lead here, but it's still very early.
Yeah, I mean, Super Metroid is going to be the faster game for these guys. So
yeah, Alu's making a beeline for Kraid. Not surprised. Got to kill Kraid regardless.
Yeah, here's a bomb to Rizzo by Wild. There's a sword. That's a huge pickup right there.
Very nice pickup.
Yeah, we're going to see in a moment a nice little Kraid quick kill by Alu here. Two ways to do this. You can you have charge beam, which he doesn't have, or he can use missiles. He's going to fire 2 missiles into Kraid's mouth at the right time, and then when Kraid opens his mouth on the right frame, he's going to fire 3 supers into his mouth. Oh no, he's just going to use 4 supers. A little bit trickier to do it that way without the charge beam, but still the same premise. Picking up just 3 bombs for his trouble. So there was speed booster there for zoasty. So I think this plays to zoasty's strength here, him being in Super Metroid right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely the better Super Metroid player here.
Wild's going for the gauntlets up here.
Yeah, this one is... So, it offers the 2 items in the back, as well as the item in kind of in the middle. This one's always a mixed bag for me. But we'll see what he pulls out of it.
Alu did find the shovel on his way out of the Kraid area. 1 item opened by it, so we'll have to see if that pays off.
Yeah, here's zoasty going for Criteria Supers. A little bit tricky to get past these Buyos without Ice Beam, but he should be able to do it no problem.
He does, and he gets a grapple beam.
Yeah, that's an interesting item. We'll see what use he makes of that.
Wild finds a Spazer, first beam upgrade, so you'll gladly take it.
Yes, Spazer and 50 rupees, so for sure.
Yeah, with the grapple beam, with him already having the space jump, the grapple does lose a lot of its value, but you'll still grab it because it is needed for 1 location, and it does have some potential other uses too.
Yeah, so grapple is going to allow you to get the spring ball if you want to go there without Ice Beam, and then grapple can also give you the Dragon quick kill. For these guys with having speed booster, I would actually believe that they would kill Dragon with using speed booster, but as opposed to the grapple beam method. Setup for the grapple beam method is a little bit slower.
Wild also picked up the X-ray scope. Oh, there's a fire rod.
Yeah, that's a really nice pickup there in the back of early supers.
Yeah. X-ray in this mode doesn't really do anything, but if you get a charge in plasma beam, you can do some nice quick kills with it.
Yeah, and then microwave beam is definitely a really nice thing to know how to be able to use. Ice beam there in early supers for Team Wildcard. That is a mixed bag to pick up early because it freezes enemies and they kind of get in your way. But you also want to have it for later on. You definitely want to have it for the end of Super Metroid. Because killing the Metroids with power bombs sucks. It's way slower. So
he's just doing some power bomb farming, I think.
Yeah, all of our runners here in Super Metroid.
And these runners are moving so fast and checking so much that it's kind of hard to just keep up with everything that's going on.
Well, I mean, we talked about these guys at the beginning, and in Super Metroid, these guys are ridiculously good, and that's where they are right now. And there are no slouches with Zelda either, so I mean, it's not impossible for these guys to finish in around 2 hours.
There's another sword at the high jump boot spot.
Yeah. That's actually a huge pickup because that's Master Sword for Team Wildcard.
And that's all you need in terms of sword upgrades to beat Link to the Past. You'd like to find Tempered, but you don't absolutely need it.
Not required, and these guys are familiar with Silverless Ganon, so...
That's true, though. A Master Sword Silverless Ganon is still very unpleasant.
Whew, the worst, but I remember practicing that myself. But it's doable. If you need to win, you will do it. All right, just a little piece of love there for our for Alu.
Actually, that was a shield.
That was a shield?
Yeah.
Oh, thought that was a heart.
That's a hammer.
Yeah, hammer, real nice pickup there in Mission Impossible.
Oh, Alu's got to be a little careful here because he's down on health. Should be fine, but he doesn't want to take an unnecessary hit.
He has some in reserve, plus there, if he goes down here, there's actually an option for a health refill down here, so, alright, Wild going in for this green gate glitch. Looks like he got it there, very nicely done. That is very tricky to set up without, high jump boots.
Just some supers, but Wild will gladly take those.
Yeah, without charge. Oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, Keku is going to be the first on the other side to go take on Kraid.
Yeah, I was going to say, without charge beam, you want to pick up as many supers as you can. Once you find charge beam, you don't care. Wild going for that Spore Spawn skip. Nails it. Yeah, very nice Kraid quick kill there by Keku. Gonna pick up the 3. Oh, nope, skipping over 3 bombs. Says, I don't need those. The one thing about this combo randomizer is the items are basically free to pick up in Super Metroid. They took away the item fanfare, which does typically cost 7 seconds in vanilla Super Metroid.
Yeah, and that's nice because you can choose what you want to grab and what you don't.
Oh,
like there's our Moon Pearl
there. Yeah, that is actually pretty huge because with the hammer, that gives Team Wildcard Dark World access.
And well, there's high jump boots, which are still nice to find, even though you already got a space jump.
No. Yeah, high jump boots are still a really important movement item, even with space jump, because while space punch gives you infinite jumps, the being able to jump higher is actually really important in a lot of places. Here's a waterway check there by WildAnaconda.
A smart move there to drain part of his reserve as he went, because he wouldn't have had enough energy to get through that if he hadn't.
Yep. And that's how heads up these guys are on what's going on screen.
Oh, and Alu finds a mirror.
Really?
Yeah, he found the mirror at the speed booster spot.
Man, they're just missing a pair of boots, and they have every movement option for Zelda. That's really awesome. Yeah, this is really going to come down to execution, I think. Like, this being so generous.
I mean, we're still early. There still could be an item that, takes a while to find, but we'll see.
Something to troll, yeah. That's true. That's true. I am kind of discounting that, but I don't know. Like, for...
We're getting a new check on Keku's side. Gonna check the X-ray scope spot.
Yeah, I think what'll be nice here is, screw attack.
You gladly pick that up. Very nice offensive weapon there. I mean, not absolutely needed, but it'll help your movement in Super Metroid, and it will take out a lot of enemies easily.
Screw attack really. So screw it. This combination that they have right now basically makes lower Norfair free for them. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if with maybe 1 or 2 more E-tanks, we see somebody like Zoasty go down and challenge Ridley, even with this.
Yeah, they might want some more ammo. Well, but then as you said, of course they're used to low ammo in any percent. Though, of course, that also assumes they have charge beam, which we don't at this point.
Yeah, so they're going to want around 20-25 super missiles. Once they have that, they can take on Ridley. Ridley, of course, dies to 30 super missiles. But
no, yeah. Now, technically, lower Norfair is not in logic yet, but either a Titan's mitt or the gravity suit would put it in logic.
They actually, so yeah, they can get to lower Norfair with a speed booster. There's a
yeah, these guys can easily get to lower Norfair, but it's still not in logic at this point.
You're right, it's not in logic, but that's how they would get there. Zelda pedestal a possibility? Maybe.
I think it's way too early to talk Zelda pedestal yet.
Yeah, exactly. There's still so much to find. We don't know what's required in the Dark World. I kind of like this here. Zoasty's going to be going and
there's our last movement item we were talking about.
Yeah, the boots. Zoasty's going to be going up into the wreck ship here, I think, with this play towards the top of Red Tower.
Even though that was a red sword, that was still Master Sword. It was not tempered.
Yeah, the color schemes gets a little bit messed up for the items, the Zelda items in Super Metroid. So I think from Zoasty's end here, we're going to be seeing what's over in the wrecked ship.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if WildAnaconda is heading over the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think somebody on their team wants to go over and check that. There's a good number of items over there. Plus, you of course get rid of Phantoon. So bombs on the moat, not what they want.
Well, I think Alucard's heading over into Brinstar to find a lot of those items that Wild found in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, yeah, all those Zelda items, I think. All right. Oh, this is a Zoasty. Looks like he's going for. Okay, he's just going to do CWJ. Oh no, he has space jump. Never mind. He's going to use that. 10 arrows for you, WildAnaconda. The wreck ship first item, not very exciting.
Yeah, plenty will open up once they kill Phantoon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll have left and right supers. The attic will open up with attic missiles. There will also be the wreck ship energy tank. And of course, 2 items outside in Crateria. That'll be up in the one on the top of the mountain and the one in...
Yeah.
As well as the 2 items around gravity. And the gravity suit item itself.
So Phantoon can be a little daunting without a suit, but these runners should be more than used to it. Yeah,
we're going to be seeing Dopplers here from from both of these both of these runners, Zoasty and Wild. So, ideally, they're looking for a 2-round, but they'll accept a 3-round. Oof. Wild has to watch out. Getting hit by a flame or a phantom will do 40 damage to Wild. Yeah. Whereas only do.
Yeah, he's already got him down though. So
yeah, I started talking about that, and he killed Phantoon. So Zoasty will only take 20 with that Varia suit. So. There's an X-ray scope for kekumanshoyu.
So it's gonna be interesting to see what we find in this wrecked ship. This is the new set of checks we've got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Dark World access, there's a lot open to these runners at this point.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that somebody has not gone back into Zelda. To start checking, Dark World, right? That's going to give them knowledge of where the rest of the crystals are, and then there's a ton of items in the overworld there. So here is a Quake medallion for Wild. Zoasty going to be picking that up very shortly. I like this play. Wild's going to be saving here in case the wreck ship E-Tank item sucks. So he can just reset right back to the main hall here.
Yeah, without Gravity Suit, this is a bit of a tough path to go through. But saving, you only have to go through it, and if it's nothing, you can just save the return trip.
Yeah, Zoasty actually didn't save there. So, yeah, Spiky Death Room, so aptly named. This room kills runners in 100%. All the time. So, one of the main categories you see that room in. That and Randomizer. My favorite.
Just a heart container, so I'm assuming we'll see Wild reset.
Yeah, Wild will reset, and that will give him a bit of Oh no, he'll take it.
Not sure where his health is at in Link to the Past, so if he's a little low in health, that might actually be a good pickup still.
Yeah. These platforms will do 100 damage to Samus when she has a Varia suit. So yeah, it's nice. Nice 200.
Well, it takes a death, but I'm assuming he won't go back for that now.
No, he won't go back for that. Yeah, the spikes on the bottom do exactly how much energy Wild had, which was 60. So we're going to see him go up to the attic where Zoasty is. Get a nice attic strat here. I think his power bomb didn't kill the third key hunter there, so I think he had to go with a somewhat slower attic strat here. That strat that we just saw Wild do is more of the ideal strat. You could just run through them all with speed booster. And we're gonna see what's the attic missile here. The bug net. That's an interesting item.
Yeah, it's pretty much a safety item. The biggest thing it'll be used for is if you want to grab a fairy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Wild saying nope, I don't need that. But Zoasty picking that up.
And Alucard's gonna finally take us back to Link to the Past to do some checks over here.
Yeah, I like this play. I like this play a lot here. Yeah, we see Wild has to be a little bit careful here with his energy. He might go ahead.
Yeah, if there's an item here, nope, just power bombs. Let's say if there's an item there, he would need to get potentially some more energy so he could shine spark.
Yeah, well, yeah, it depends on how he wants to get across bowling. Although, I keep forgetting they have space jump, so he can actually just space jump across bowling. Do you want those? Yes, you do. 35 supers as a max is pretty good.
So Keku's going to take out Fantoon, and my assumption is, depending on what Zoasty finds down here, he'll either back right out of Red Ship after this, or...
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this play by Keku. Both runners being in the same location, just seems...
Well, you've got to take out Fantoon at some point anyway.
Yeah, but he has Dark World access. He could go back to Zelda. I could come back. Like, Zoasty has all the information for what's in the wreck ship already. So if there's anything really exciting, he could say, "Oh no, you need this now." But nothing exciting has popped up yet. So I'm not a super fan of this play. I think what Wildcard is doing is a lot better.
So what you got a quick map check. Pendant Turtle Rock, Pendant Swamp.
Well, that's kind of nice. Maybe our runners don't have to go into Turtle Rock. They do have 2 of the 3 medallions already, so 66% chance they can open it up. Ooh, there's the mushroom.
Mushroom, we don't know if that's needed yet, but if mushroom leads to something, it could be big.
Yeah, that is definitely a fetch quest item. Yeah, so this wreck ship was not very exciting at all.
Yeah, I turned away if I completely missed what Alucard got in Hype Cave. But yeah, I mean, beyond that mushroom, which might lead to something, yeah, there was really nothing in Wreck Ship.
Nothing. Just,
And I think Alucard's going to make the play into Palace of Darkness. With Bow and Hammer, he can full clear it, though it's without Lamp, it's technically not logic.
Yeah, Bow Hammer and Mirror gives him access to both, the Pod and Eastern, if he's so inclined to.
That is a good point. Yeah. We did find Quake in the Wreck Ship too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know if that's required yet. So, like, and Quake is real easy to pick up. So, like, see, Keku is now going to kind of clear out the rest of the stuff here in Wreck Ship, and I guess the only thing he's going to come up with is that mushroom. So,
we're about to even find out if that's worth it.
Yeah, right, and even that, right? Like, now he's so far into the wreck ship. It's not worth it, right? So unless he wants these supers, I would hope he bails out at this point in time. Yeah, okay, and he's going to, which is I think the correct play, because there's nothing left up there.
So it maybe cost him a little time, but which could actually be a big thing though when you're playing against Alu and Wild, who seem to still have a decent lead here.
Yeah. In a race like this where you have runners of caliber, I would think you want to shave every second you possibly could.
Alu doesn't have arrows, but there are some arrows under the pots if he needs them.
Yeah, I think he wants to get rid of the green mimics before he picks up the arrows. Just make it a little easier for him to get rid of the red mimic here. There's that screw attack for Team Wildcard. Wild picking that up.
So...
Ooh, and a burrito for Alucard. You might get a little hungry over there.
Yeah. Definitely. So, one thing that's interesting is 3 of our runners have picked up their various suits. Wild still has not.
Yep.
But all 3 of those runners also skipped Zora because they didn't have the rupees for it.
Yeah.
If Wild goes over there and finds something, that's another advantage for Team
Wildcard. Yeah, it makes me wonder if Zora actually has something. And you see that Wild has been picking up as much money as he possibly can, like all those 50s and everything like that. He's been picking those up. Now he has. Ooh, there's the lamp for Zoasty.
Actually, they might have that lamp then. If Alucard might have that lamp because I think he was in there as well. So.
Yeah, at Ice Beam, yes.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, this is completely in logic.
Yep. Yeah, those dudes are going to check out what's in Crumble Shaft as well here. Alucard, we saw do this a little while ago.
Wonder if Zoasty will continue on to Crocomire.
That's an interesting question. He is falling down here, so I would like to see that play. But
yeah, it's a play that Alu and Wild have not made yet. It looks like that's exactly where he's going.
Yeah, very nice quick kill by Wild Anaconda there. Yeah, here's a little swag strats there, jumping off of Crocomire's belly. You can do that as long as he's not swiping at you.
So past Crocomire, there'll be 5 items I believe you can get to.
Croc E-Tank, Croc Power Bombs, Cosine Broom, missiles before grapple and grapple. That should be all 5. Uh-oh, Zoasty having to farm up some regular missiles here. I'm surprised he's not using supers on Croc.
Oh, we got an energy tank at the energy tank spot.
Yeah, now Zoasty waiting on purpose there to have the animation. I guess not. You would typically want to have that animation happen on screen, as it does cause quite a bit of lag. So Zoasty double frame perfect strat there, picking up what's called a spike suit. So he now has, it's not going to look like it, but he now has a stored Shine Spark that he can activate and use whenever he wants.
Right. Let's see if this pays off back here. Just missiles there.
So far, not all that much. But we'll see what he decides to do with that Shine Spark that he's got stored, and if he decides to continue on to say, lower Norfair and to Ridley.
So he skipped that cosine room for now that you were talking about.
Yeah, typically you pick that up on the way out, so I think that might just be the muscle memory for him picking that up on the way out. You can call it Sign Room or the Cosine Room.
Oh.
Ice Rod. Whoa.
Now,
oh, no.
Turtle Rock is a pendant, so that's not necessarily required.
Yeah, but when the game gives you the Ice Rod, guess where you gotta go?
Yeah.
Zoasty did lose his Shine Spark there, though. And here's Wild making that Zora play, and he doesn't have enough money here, so he can't check Zora either. So no one will have checked Zora. I did not see the cosine room item, though.
Does he have? No, he doesn't have the rupees. Why is he?
Yeah, he does not have the rupees. He has 230 rupees.
And he hasn't picked up the flippers.
Okay. Then I...
That's a bit of a brain fart there, I guess.
Yeah. I don't... I mean, I get why he made that play, but I also don't get why he made that play. Alright, here's Keku going to Croc as well. He's going to be picking up that Ice Rod. I don't think there was anything else of interest in down here.
A couple energy tanks, but the runners don't really need it at this point.
Yeah, that's going to give Zoasty definitely enough to go down to Ridley. And it looks like that might be his play here. Looks like he's going to be going down to lower Norfair. No need for that energy refill. The Nutella refill.
So Alu's through Palace of Darkness. Gets a nice 300 for his trouble on Helmsar King.
There's those flippers for Wild Anaconda. And here is the lower Norfair entrance for Zoasty. he's just gonna go straight in there. Says, nope, forget this. I'm gonna lava dive. Really, really well done by zoasty there. Very nice lava dive. Now, he had high jump boots. That makes that significantly easier. You can do it without high jump boots, but it's ridiculously difficult. Whoa, tight as mitts.
So the easy way in the lower Norfair is available.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see here how much he checks around Golden Chorizo.
It's going that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he also has what looks like a max of 30 super missiles. That is exactly enough if he hits everyone on Ridley. And
he's gonna check my area first.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 items here that he can get to. Plus, he can access. Actually, no, he doesn't have Moon Pearl. Never mind.
No Moon Pearl. So yeah, he's realized that and said, "Oops."
He could have gone. Well, he could go in the desert if he wants to, but that's.
He can Super Bunny and check out. Alright, he's gonna go back and do a map check. He can Super Bunny and do the Meyer.
Yeah, that
shed.
is true.
Super Bunny.
Oh, he doesn't even have the mirror. Never mind.
Yeah. Keku and Alu have the mirror, so nope, he can't even do that.
Oh, but there's gravity suits.
Oh, never mind. He's just gonna complete all of Lower Norfair. All right, Wild coming back for his Varia suit. So yeah, with this, zoasty is going to have most of Super Metroid completed, and he can actually complete all of it now. He'll, without Charge Beam, he'll want some additional ammo, but you know, they may still find Charge Beam somewhere along the way. And as far as the additional ammo, the additional ammo would be necessary for Mother Brain only. So they're probably going to wait for Mother Brain until much later anyway. They may pick up that Charge Beam somewhere along the way.
We're seeing zoasty do some super missile farming here, since these all are guaranteed super missile drops.
Mm-hmm. Yep, these Rippers, guaranteed super missile drops. You can just drop one power bomb and kill pretty much all of them, as you see. Timing is a little tight on that, but you just roll in the room, drop a power bomb, and you can get it. Yeah, Wild looks like he's trying to do the same Meyer check. They're either there for Misery Meyer, you can see. I'm not sure why zoasty came back down here.
Might have forgot the item.
No, the item was like 20 rupees or something like that, so...
I mean, he might have forgot what the item is.
Oh. That's fair. Yeah, the one on the left was 5 or whatever. It was a blue rupee, and the one on the right was a red rupee, so... The, missile pack versus the super missile pack. Now, zoasty being down here does not have the screw attack, so that's actually going to make movement for him a lot harder in certain rooms, such as this one coming up here, the worst room in the game. Now, being so practiced at this game, he's going to make it look like nothing, but this is incredibly difficult to navigate, and all the enemies down here, even with the Varia and the gravity suit, hit like a truck. So 3 energy tanks, not all that much. You have to watch out there. You do not want to fall down there. And he used a power bomb here, so...
Oh, he fell low.
Yeah, because he used a power bomb, and that wiped away the entire floor. So he's actually gonna have to kill these this Kiga here in order to get out and make his way back around.
So, as you mentioned, at least on Snappy's side, and potentially even on Wildcard side, they basically have all they need for Super Metroid.
Yes.
We still need quite a bit for Link to the Past.
Absolutely.
I mean, at this point, Desert's clearable. Hera should be... Yep, Hera's clearable.
Yes. They can...
Pod's clearable. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say they can get into Mire, and if they picked up boots, they can actually get into it and check around. And
I mean, actually, we're not that far from really being able to start go moding these games. I mean,
yeah,
Hera, Pod, all clearable. Skullwoods you can clear because you have the Fire Rod.
Yeah.
You can clear. Ice Palace, once Keku and Zoasty still have to find the Titan's bits to get into Ice Palace.
Yeah, but
they're readily available. The only thing we absolutely still need is the Cane of Samaria.
For Misery Mire. Yeah, to complete Misery Mire. Yeah. Here's that Zora check that Alucard's doing. And it's the missiles. Waste of money. I bet the Agina's cave was more profitable.
I mean, yeah, this could be a very quick seed.
Yeah. I mean, we're 51 minutes into this, and just look how generous this has been. It's just been providing them everything they need at every turn.
And yeah, as chat said, Pedestal is dead, with Kane being the only item they need, and Kane being needed to get into Turtle Rock.
Yep, needed for Turtle Rock, yep. There was a tempered sword there for kekumanshoyu out of the Misery Mire shed. So
and
that is
plasma beam.
Plasma beam on the desert ledge. So sorry.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say sorry to disappoint you, everybody. No pedestal seed tonight. Thank you.
Now, there is one other thing that they'd love to find, and that's Charge Beam.
Absolutely.
But you don't absolutely need Charge Beam to finish the seed.
That Ridley item was Book of Mudora. Alright.
I mean, you didn't need the book anymore for access to Desert, but it does open 2 extra locations to check.
The 2 tablets. My Ether tablet and Bombo's tablet are opened up by that.
Wild's already got Ridley down. We're watching Zoasty do Ridley now.
Yeah, this is not really going to be much of anything. Supers are just pounding away into Ridley. Yeah, and Ridley's dead. That's it. Yeah, he makes that look ridiculously easy. That is... just, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Book of Mudora for the snappy Hawaiians.
Oh, you know what? I'm wrong on one thing.
What's that?
There's one item that we absolutely do need that we haven't found yet, and that's Hookshot.
Hookshot, yes.
I completely forgot about that. You don't need Hookshot to beat any of the 7 dungeons.
No,
but
because
you do need it for Ganon's Tower.
Swamp Palace. I mean, unless they want to hover. I mean, these guys have all become Andy.
I don't know if I mean, I don't know. Alucard might know how to hover, but I don't know if anybody else does.
I don't think any of these guys are that proficient in hovering.
So we're not quite that close to Gomo, but yeah, like 2 items basically.
Yeah, there's a bottle. That's our first bottle there. Little B-Torp.
Actually, we've seen a couple bottles.
Have we? All right,
Yeah.
then. I just haven't noticed. And they're not on our tracker.
I think I've seen 2 with red potions.
2 with red potions? Okay. All right. It's the first one I saw. Yeah, see, WildAnaconda making his way there through 3 musketeers. Those 3 key hunters in that room. Screw attack makes that ridiculously easy. You watch when zoasty gets through there. He'll make it look really easy, but it's not. It's absolutely not. So there was an efficiency there that you saw. WildAnaconda skipping wave beam area because Alu had already told him what was there. So there is nice double crystals for Alucard1, Skull Woods for him, and Desert Palace for kekumanshoyu. No, hookshot cannot be on pedestal either. It's required for Swamp Palace. And Swamp Palace is a pendant.
So, I mean, at this point, I mean, obviously the runners from both teams still need to go back and pick up items that the other may have gotten, but I mean, I expect soon that we're going to see more of a focus on Link to the Past because
absolutely
you can clear out all those dungeons.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of going clear stuff out for Link to the Past, and I think this actually gives opportunity for zoasty and kekumanshoyu to split up their efforts while Alucard and WildAnaconda. Wild is not going into Link to the Past at all, so we're gonna see Wild do a lot of the stuff that Alu has already done as he's been exploring around Super Metroid. Now, zoasty and Wild do have the gravity suit, so that also opens up Meridia. And so I would almost expect them to go into Meridia before going back to A Link to the Past. But either way is still a pretty good call if they went there first.
Yeah, either way. As long as you basically, I mean, at this point, the problem with the seal like this is that there's so much open that you gotta really make sure you coordinate your efforts well.
Yes,
apparently I missed it, but Alucard just found the hook shot.
Yeah. Yeah, which is why I was thinking that these 2 guys on the bottom would stick it out with Super Metroid and go into Meridia, because yeah, I think that gives them maximum impact for what it is that they're doing. You know, once you have one game down, you can, you know, in your divide and conquer strategy, you can go ahead and. Yeah. That's the item I think that team the Snappy Hawaiians were looking for, the Moon Pearl. That's the first time they picked that up. I don't think Keku has picked that up yet.
Yeah. So if Alucard, well, even if at this point, if Alucard did find the hookshot, but even if he hasn't, Eastern Death Mountain's available, and there's quite a bit over there.
There's a lot of items there. You're talking Paradox Cave. You're talking he's got mitts, so Hookshot Cave is opened up, right? Like,
yeah. But yeah, we're also, this is something we haven't seen yet. No one's gone into Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, yeah. There's that Thieves Town dungeon hanging out there.
I mean, it's kind of rare to be an hour into a seed and nobody's even touched Village of Outcasts yet.
Yeah. Well, this seed has been unique.
Yeah. Definitely, unique's a good word for it.
Yeah. So far, nothing too exciting here, but we'll see. I think he has the chest game left. Well, get your money back. Nice 300 rupees there out of the chess game, just in case you needed to do Zora. But yeah, Wildcard knows that Zora is junk.
So yeah, Keku and Zoasty are kind of clearing up some of the stuff that the others done already. Alu's basically the one that's doing our new checks, though. I mean, Wild's the first of their team into the Crocomire area. Yeah,
so the Snappy Hawaiians are dedicated to clearing out Super Metroid. At this point, it seems these guys are going to clear out all of Super Metroid, and then they're gonna attack Zelda, and we'll see what kind of divide and conquer strategy they use for Zelda. Yeah, while the wild cards, they're just in different spaces at different times. They've checked some of the same areas in Super Metroid, but I think that was part of their divide and conquer strategy for how they wanted to attack what they had at the time, and what they could check. So I think just the way that Wildcard has been attacking this seed has been very efficient, and when Wild Anaconda goes into these dark world dungeons that Alu is wandering through, he's just gonna have to go mode them. He's gonna know exactly where things are. He's gonna be able to just run and get everything that he needs very quickly. So the information is really important in this particular randomizer when playing a co-op like this.
So, as you mentioned, Zoasty is going to go into Meridia.
Yep. There you get to see the power of Grapple Beam. Grapple Beam, ridiculous. The most powerful weapon in the game. Kills enemies in a single shot.
Zoasty gets his energy back from his Shine Spark.
Yeah. Nothing too good there for Crab Supers. Just a reserve tank. We're not going to see him pick that up. Very nice. That is a 1-frame jump to get that jump through the door and land and fly up in the fishbowl there. Really nice, really tight jump. Spectacular to see. Full heart there in Mama Turtle and a missile pack. Nothing too terribly exciting. Yeah, all the new information really is coming from Alu here. It was
well, Keku's up on Death Mountain.
Yeah, I think this is finally really good for them. The fact that they're gonna have a runner in Zelda. So hopefully he has that Moon Pearl.
Did he pick it up? Yeah, he did.
We'll find out in just a few seconds.
I expect him to go into Hera first, since it's a crystal. But he also has the tablet. I believe he did pick up the book.
Yeah, he has killed Ridley, so he can go check the Ether tablet. But here's that Hera play you were just calling.
So far, not basement required.
Yeah, he also has a Tempered Sword there, having picked up all 3 of the swords in Super Metroid.
Alu finishes up Thieves Town, but I don't think we saw anything too interesting in there.
Nothing too terribly interesting that I recall. And looking over the tracker briefly, doesn't seem like anything super awesome there, short of the crystal.
Which also was interesting because by grabbing that crystal, they've actually cleared out both of the red crystal dungeons, which means that opens up the Pyramid Fairy.
Yep, the double-chested fairy on the pyramid is in play for Team Wildcard now. So, you know, it being the 5 and 6 crystals being on the dungeons that they're on, really makes it like you want to go there. You want to check that. There's a spring ball for Kekumanshoyu in the Tower of Hera. My personal favorite item in Super Metroid. Really great movement item.
I think. Oh, that's not a good fall for Keku. That's 2 floors.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate.
I think he was trying to do the bomb jump there, but couldn't get it right.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying to do with that bomb jump. And that bomb jump's pretty tight, so. Alright, some more ammo there for Zoasty in the left sand pit. He says, no, I don't want any of that garbage. Yeah.
That's a common strategy for runners checking these sand pits because it takes so long to get back around. You use the save point. If you find nothing, just reset.
Yep. So I think he's checked both of them at this point in time.
Gonna see a Botwoon fight up here?
Yep, exactly. We're gonna see him move on to Botwoon. After Botwoon, there's the Botwoon E-Tank. So there'll be an item directly after Botwoon. It's gonna take him 6 or 10 super missiles to kill Botwoon. Looks like he's gonna go for some kind of a hybrid super missile kill. That I think that saves him on some super missiles in case he wants to use them on Dragon in a little bit. He didn't quite catch what that item was as he ran right by it.
He didn't go back for it, so I'm assuming it wasn't anything important.
Well, either that or he decided, you know what, I'm coming back through this room so I can check it out again on my way back. So
I think it was just rupees.
Yeah. Got a little better view of it when it came up there on WildAnaconda's screen. Full heart there in the Dragon missiles for. And there's another crystal for Kekumanshoyu, so that Tower of Hera crystal.
Alucard giving us a new check.
Yeah, the Mad Batter. This is an interesting one. Just 10 bombs, though. Yeah.
And we've got an item in the basement of Hera.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing a little bit of a break here for Kekumanshoyu. We post on get some time to post on social media.
Well, Zoasty going for Dragon kill. He's using the speed booster.
Yeah, so he'll use the speed booster and then a little bit of missiles, pound Dragon with some missiles. They can do that. Optimally, you can do that with 2 Shine Sparks through Dragon and some number of supers, which I don't recall off the top of my head. I think it's 4 to 6, but don't quote me on it.
Zoasty is a little low on health. He might have to just use missiles to finish him off.
Yeah. Yeah, Dragon, she can swoop plenty of times, and if your ammo's not right, she can just come in and whack you for enough damage.
Ooh, so, simultaneous kills.
Yeah, there's a Wild. Wild also had got the blue suit since he got the Shine Spark kill. So he now actually has a spike suit. Again, that's a double frame perfect trick. Really nice. We're gonna see him use that to get back through the Coliseum there with the Shine Spark, rather than Womble Jump, which we're gonna see Zoasty do. Here's Alu checking out, carrying around that purple chest.
Well, actually, unfortunately for Keku, since their team has not been to Eastern yet, they don't have the Titan's mitts. They do need to get over there at some point, which they should. Hopefully, when they go and do Pod.
Yeah, but that's gonna put them at a huge disadvantage as far as what they can check in the Dark World versus what Wildcard can check in the Dark World.
There's a cape, which don't really need at this point.
Yeah, think we saw a peek of what was on the Cape Cave, and it wasn't very exciting, so that item's not going to be required, especially since we're way out of doing Aghanim 1. So here's those sandpit checks for Team Wildcard.
Oh, this is another check that's rare to see this late, and that's the the Paradox Cave check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is kind of a weird one to see so late. There's so many items here, but like the game just didn't give them the stuff to get up here earlier, so like it makes sense that they're doing it now. Looks like Wild.
Both Wild and Zoasty are going for the Shack tool play.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was gonna say. They're gonna go check out what's over at Spring Ball. Is it good?
Looks like Keku picked up a butter sword and a couple energy tanks, but nothing too interesting in that Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I mean butter sword makes things a little bit nicer, but is really not the thing you're looking for. All right, double-chested fairy, nothing but some love.
Now things are slowing down a little as they're trying to find the last items they need for go mode.
Yeah, this is. Oh, go ahead.
We still have plenty of places to check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is what you were calling out earlier on. I was saying the seed was so generous, and you were saying, well, something controlled them. And there is Mirror Shield for Shack Tools Spring Ball item. Not, Whoa! Zoasty making intended use of X-ray scope there. That is absolutely beautiful. Check it out, seeing that it is just a shield. Does not want that. Mirror Shield, I don't think X puts anything into logic since Laser Bridge is so far out.
Yeah, the only thing that Mirror Shield could potentially be needed for in logic is Laser Bridge.
Well, but Laser Bridge is no red cane, so you can't even get into it, right?
And I completely missed that Wave Beam was down there.
Yeah. So here, this is Zoasty's actually going to be going back into Zelda over here.
I mean, they've basically cleared out. I think between the two of them, they've cleared out Super Metroid at this point.
Well, he did not check Plasma Beam, if I recall correctly, which Wilda is going to check right now. But yeah, there's nothing left for Zoasty to check in Super Metroid. It is pretty much cleared out.
Well, it looks like ignoring Plasma won't hurt them as it's just a power bomb upgrade.
Yeah, yeah, he actually, I mean, it's pretty much the right call for him to have ignored Plasma, because he can't get out of that room. You need Plasma Beam or Screw Attack, or Charge Beam to Pseudo Screw to get out of that room, and he has none of those items, so...
So, for those of us who can't join us late, at this point, the one thing we're looking for to finish this seed, at least this conversation is put us in our no mode, is the Kina Samaria. We know where about everything else is they could need for this seed. Also would love to actually see the Charge Beam, but that's not required.
No, and they have lots of ammo, so... The other thing about this randomizer is that it doesn't give the standard distribution of missiles, missile supers and power bombs. So which is 230, 50, and 50. So you can get up to 60 super missiles, which is enough to kill Mother Brain. Mother Brain 2, that is.
So, Alu's going through desert. We've already seen this from Keku's side.
Mm-hmm.
Wild's going into Skull Woods where the hookshot was.
Yeah, that's another one of those kind of movement items. I think what we're going to be seeing from Team Wildcard is a cleanup of a lot of the dungeons that Alucard has already taken care of. So Wild's going to be kind of retracing Alu's steps. And the question is, where are Keku and zoasty going to be in relation to each other? Since their information in Zelda is a lot more limited.
Yeah, and right now you've got zoasty going back over areas that Keku's been in, which isn't letting them get much new information.
Yeah, again, I talked about this a little bit earlier. Effective use of team members being in two different places at the same time really is incredibly advantageous when you're co-op running this game.
I mean, the big thing at this point for Snappies is to get over to that pod area, check Eastern, and get those Titans mitts.
Yeah, getting those Titans mitts would absolutely be a huge boon. It would allow them to go into Ice Palace. It would allow them access to the Death World or the Dark World in Death Mountain. We haven't seen Hookshot Cave, have we?
We've not seen Hookshot Cave, no.
Yeah, so like there's a number of items that are available up there. Now we know where Hookshot is, and the Snappy Hawaiians don't have it yet, but
I got to imagine Keku's going to go to the Skull Woods right after. Keku's going to do Skull Woods right after this.
Yeah, he's in Thieves Town right now. It's very logical for him to follow that up with a Skull Woods play. But again, that Eastern play is the deal. So zoasty going over to Pod and Eastern would be a really big play for them right now. While it seems like they're super far behind, they've both cleared out Super Metroid. I think Keku has Meridia left and Dragon, but you know, whereas Alucard has very little done in Super Metroid, but a lot done in Zelda, and Wild has the opposite. So
yeah, that's gonna be the big thing. Even if Alucard does get their team into go mode, he still has to go clear out 3 bosses.
Yeah, this isn't as far of a stretch as it seems. This is closer than you may think. The big disadvantage that the Snappy Alliance have right now is that Titan's mitts. The longer that it takes them to get over there and get that, the more it's going to hurt them. It's not really hurting them right now, but
yeah, you don't want to wait too much longer on that.
Exactly.
Zoshi's going up towards Hera. I don't think Keku ever checked the Ether tablet.
Yeah, I don't think he did, but again, I don't know what this place buys him. There's that third medallion.
That's the Ether medallion that we already saw. Oh no, sorry, you're talking about Alu's side. Never mind.
Alu just picked up Bombos in Ice Palace there. We'll see if he decides to make use of that on Cold Stare. Although somewhere along the line he did pick up half magic. The only one to have it.
Yeah, Zosty's going up Death Mountain. Again, he's just kind of following Keku right now, not really looking for new stuff.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that he goes over to the Eastern Palace area, as I think that's what's going to get him. that's gonna get them what they need.
I'm having a little trouble with this bomb jump.
Yeah.
There it goes. Oh, whoops.
Looks like he set it up right and then like just moved a pixel off, or you know, he's not quite getting the right pixel. It could be tricky. Because it depends on where your back ends up, which pixel you really want to end up on, how far you want to be from that bomb. So there's a couple different spots for it. The wiki used to have a really nice picture on that bomb jump, and it's unfortunately not there anymore. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. So Keku's exploring Skullwood, should find the hook shot here shortly. The good news is with them missing the Titans bits, they're going to be limited on options soon. So it's not going to be long before they have to do Pod Eastern.
Yes, yeah, and I'd like I said, I'd like it to see zoasty head on over there. Again, it would give them the 2 players in different spots, more information, and information is power. Rather than Keku getting over there, but as you said, eventually they're going to run out of stuff, and when you run out of stuff, that means you spent more time, searching. So, maybe that's good, maybe that's not so good. When you have opponents the caliber of Alu and Wild, well, I don't know that that's what you want to be doing, spending a lot of time searching Overworld and what.
So we got Wild, just finished up Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, I picked up red mail there. Interesting, a nice little protection item. Here's a hookshot cave check from Wild.
There's Arcane.
Oh, that's it. That gives Wildcard the no mode.
Yeah, they know where everything they need is now.
Yeah.
The only thing that they still would probably look for at this point is Charge Beam.
Yeah. I think for sure they're going to be looking for that. But as I'm not sure how their ammo sits right now. Yeah. It's definitely something like, and that right there is the danger for the Snappy Hawaiians. Like, now they're kind of in trouble since Wildcard knows where everything is, and the Snappy Hawaiians, they still need things like the Titans mitts, and Yeah,
the big things they still need are the Titans mitts and that cane.
Yeah, and they can't get it without those Titans. So they're not going to be able to get to that Dark World Death Mountain. And again, Wildcard in 2 different locations.
Yeah, Wild's taking that cane going straight into Misery Mire.
Only 2 items in Misery Mire, but we'll see how much he wants to check of it. Now, none of the runners have found silver arrows yet either.
That's true. They're a nice upgrade, but you don't absolutely need them.
Yeah, so we'll see how much they check for those 2 things. Charge Beam and silver arrows. There's a nice little fairy drop for a while, and he says, I don't want it.
So, where is Keku going?
Well, he's leaving the Lost Woods. It looks like zoasty is following him into Lost Woods.
Yeah, I think zoasty is going to go do Skullwoods and do the hook, grab his hook shot.
I mean, definitely worthwhile getting that hook shot. Yeah, he looks like he's going straight to the back of Skullwoods.
Which there was nothing in the front, so...
Yeah. Well, he's still gonna need the big key, wherever that is. Maybe that's in the back here.
No, the hookshot's in the back. You don't need the big key in. You don't need the big key in Skullwoods.
Okay.
Yeah, Skullwoods and Swamp Palace are the two. I thought it was
Ice Palace and...
No, Skullwoods and Swamp are the only two that you absolutely don't need the big key for. Ice Palace, you can just bypass the big key if you do the bomb jump.
Yeah, yeah, that must be. Yeah.
Yes, Jeff pointed out. The bomb jump, you can bypass it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I always see everybody bomb jump. I bomb jump through there, so yeah.
It's one of the first bomb jumps you should learn when you're learning Link to the Past Randomizer because it saves so much time in Ice Palace. It's not even funny.
Yup. That's exactly what it was. It was bomb jump I learned because of that reason. No spooky action at a distance over here by WildAnaconda yet. He's going to be doing this regular setup.
I am really surprised that Snappies have not gone to that pod area yet. There's 5 items sitting there, plus the 3 in Eastern.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a ton of items. They've already collected the Sahasrara's items. As we know, Morphball was there. But, you know, even still, you're talking about 8 items. It's basically free. And a crystal.
And, I mean, if you even want to tack it on, there's the Pyramid Fairy that you get through that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that in conjunction with Thieves Town, which they've already done. Oof! Wow, getting lightning bolted by Vitreous.
Yeah, lightning bolt, but he's gonna easily get Vitreous down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Keku's route here is not bad at all in any way. I'm just a little surprised how long they put this off.
Yeah, well, and that's, you know, I think I keep going back to it, but I think it's just that important, right? Zoasty is just following kekumanshoyu, and I think that's not the way to attack this and be super successful. I think you really need to be in 2 different areas at one time.
And yeah, he's gonna go probably check the Pyramid and Catfish first. None of these are bad checks by any means. It's just, unfortunately, from what we know, it's the wrong checks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, given the information they have, these are fine checks. But at this point in time, for me, what I would prioritize are going into dungeons, because going into dungeons, you know, it gives you that more item density, you know. And I think that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for item density. You're mid to late game.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I could be thinking they're thinking at this point is that if it's in Pod or Eastern, they're in trouble anyway. So you might as well go a route that they might not have checked.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we are only an hour and a half into this seed, so. You know, Team Wildcard finding everything and being in no mode in less than that is pretty spectacular. So,
I mean, they might even be in go mode at this point. So I think they've already gone back and picked up everything that the other already has.
Yeah, maybe. You might be right. No, Alu doesn't have the gravity suit yet.
Oh, well, that's a quick pickup on the way to Ridley.
Still, he's gonna want to collect it, and I mean he will collect it. But the other question actually is for go mode is ammunition for Mother Brain. Whether
that
they
is a good
actually have
point.
enough of that.
They do need enough ammunition since they have not found the charge beam yet, so you can't full go mode any of this because of that.
Yeah, they're gonna need 60 super missiles, or around 60 super missiles to kill Mother Brain 2. So they also have to kill Mother Brain 1, which typically requires 15 and 7, or some combination in and around that. 15 regular missiles and 7 super missiles.
We're seeing Keku make the play over into the pod area.
Yeah.
Good for them, because if they go into Eastern, they'll get those mitts.
Yep, this is really what they need. Yeah, and here's Wild going ahead and making the same play as well. He already has the mitts, so
yeah. He's most likely just going to clear out the pod and then move on.
Yeah. I think he's going to go mode pod. I don't think he's really even going to play around in here too
Keku
much.
doesn't have rupees for pod.
Yeah, he only has 71. That's really unfortunate. He's not going to really get that many from the enemies around here either.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen that message.
Oh, that's terrible. No, I don't think he can dig them up either.
The one thing he might be able to check is if he hasn't checked the stun prize. Sometimes the stun prize is rupees.
Yeah.
If it is, then you've got a consistent source to grab them.
If it's a big 20, something like that, which it could be. I don't think anybody's actually checked the stun prize.
No, unfortunately, maybe I think Keku's maybe a little panicking here. But as chat mentioned, he could have dipped into Eastern.
Oh yeah, he can absolutely mirror into Eastern. And too bad Helmetsore King has a big 300. Here's a Vitreous by Alu.
Yeah, I think Keku just realized, okay, no, he's fluting away.
So that's going to give Alu 6 crystals. Only remaining crystal is Tower of Hera.
Oh, I hope he's not going into Swamp.
Well, I hope so. I hope not. That would. I don't know what point of that play would be.
I think he's going into Swamp.
Oh boy. We know that's no good. Eastern Palace is where it's at.
Man. This is really unfortunate. I mean, it's a 6-item dungeon, so I can't blame him for going for it, but we just know it's the wrong play.
Yeah.
And Zoasty is now going for Eastern, which is... Never mind, he's actually going back to the portal.
Yeah, that's fine. I like him going back to the portal. He has enough money to get into Palace of Dreams here, so it'll be less of an issue for...
Yeah, I think at this point, the thought was, okay, I don't have enough rupees, I'll go do
Swamp House.
And you can do Pod.
Yeah, I mean, they're still missing, effectively missing items, so Swamp Palace is... I mean, it's doable. They have everything that they can do it. They have Hammer, they have Hookshot, so they can get through this. They can clear it out. It has 6 items.
One thing they could find here that might give them a boost is the Charge Beam.
Charge Beam would absolutely be a very important pickup. Again, we talked about that those ammo considerations. And if Team Wildcard have to go around finding super missiles in order to be able to kill Mother Brain, you know, that's a big timing thing for that's going to allow the snappy Hawaiians time to catch up.
Alright, so I got Wild on Helmasaur, Alucard's going for Ridley, zoasty clearing out Pod, and Keku clearing out Swamp. Well, there's money for Keku.
Yeah, here's a big 300. We'll see. Looks like he's going to continue on here through Swamp Palace. I don't blame him. Again, there's 6 items here, so finding something like Charge Beam would be pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, the thinking also could simply be that if we find something for Gomo here, we've got an advantage.
Yep. Also, silver arrows, potentially another big find for them in here.
So yeah, by no means is this a bad play for them. It's just we know it's not the right one.
Yeah, for what they really need. Yeah, exactly. We know it's not. It's not going to produce what they really need. They could both be on Laser Bridge. That's true. That'd be terrible, but they could both be there. Right now, Team Wildcard in blue has the.
They've got a pretty significant advantage at this point. Oh, a map, compass, left side swamp. You never like to see that.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna full clear swamp, you might as well head over that way. Some runners, I've kind of actually just gone to this theory myself. If I'm undecided if I'm gonna full clear swamp, I'll look to see if in one of the first 2 chests I get map or compass. And if I do, I'll do left side right away. If I don't, then I'll go to the back first.
Yeah, that's actually probably a really good way to decide whether you're like what you're based on your probabilities.
I think Andy was the one who actually said that was his strategy for it, and I really liked it, so I picked it up myself.
I wonder, picking up strategies from guys like Andy seems like good plays. These guys do these things for a reason.
Yeah.
So there's the big key for kekumanshoyu for Swamp Palace. Is he gonna go check that big chest? Looks like he's going to.
Yeah, nice. He avoided the going back down those stairs, which the game kind of has a little. Unfortunately, if you don't do it right, you'll go right back down those stairs.
Yeah, because you can hold the button and then it. Oh no! You mean you want to go down the stairs? No, I don't. Thanks.
No, like with that staircase, it's because of the camera angle. There's a little bit of an issue with it.
Yep.
So that if you go up those stairs, but then it'll put you a little off position, so you go right back down them. Unfortunately for Keku, it looks like nothing's really coming up in Swamp. He does still have Argus to clear, and he also does have the green pendant item.
Yeah. So here you see there, Alu going for those supers. So I think he's you know, heads up and say, you know, it's real late in the game now. I haven't found Charge Beam. Neither has Wild. So, ammo. Ammo is where it's at right now.
Now, it's a little surprising that Alu didn't do Ganon's Tower first. Try to see if he finds it there.
No, I think this play is him coming in and clearing out Super Metroid, giving Wild the time to go ahead and catch up in A Link to the Past. Right, if you look at what Wild has, what Alu has left in Zelda, he has the Tower of Hera, and then once that's done, he can go straight into Ganon's Tower. But he has most everything. He has all the bosses left in Super Metroid. So I think it's more. Again, it's one of those things where how are you going to divide up your time? I think it's worth their time more for Alucard to go ahead and clean out the bosses remaining that he has in Super Metroid. Go pick up whatever he might need left in there, which pretty much nothing, and but nothing but ammo, that is, and have that ready to go when they are ready to finally, you know, close everything out.
There's some discussion in chat whether or not Charge Beam can be in Ganon's Tower because it could qualify as progression. Unfortunately, I'm not certain of that myself.
No, Charge Beam can be literally anywhere. So I don't think there are any rules on Charge Beam can be. Charge Beam, I think, can absolutely be in Ganon's Tower. Charge Beam is not considered progression because it is not required to defeat any of the bosses in Super Metroid. You just have to have. No, Charge Beam is not required for Ridley. You just have to have 30 super missiles. Okay.
Yeah, I think
that's saying that it can't be in GT.
Yeah, I think they're saying the logic requires it as progression in Super Metroid, so it can't be in GT. Which makes sense, because you can soft lock yourself if you don't have Charge Beam.
Where? No.
Basically, if you run out of missiles on a boss.
Yeah, I've only that only matters for Mother Brain. That only matters for Mother Brain.
No, but you can get into a situation where you can't clear a boss if you run out of missiles. I mean, you can still reset, but yeah.
Yeah, Ridley, and Mother Brain too late. But Charge Beam is absolutely not required by logic for Ridley. Not required by logic for Dragon. Not required for logic by for.
Oh, actually, Chad made another good point though. Is that Ridley's probably the only of these bosses that doesn't drop missiles.
That's right. Yeah, Ridley is the only that does not have a drop.
But anyway, going back to concentrating back on the race, zoasty finally picked up the Titan Smiths for their team.
Yep, that's a real good pickup.
I'm a little surprised Keku didn't turn in the green pendant on his way into pod.
Yeah, he did. He did pick that up by defeating Swamp Palace. So we'll see. Maybe he wants to pick that up on his way out.
Yeah, Wild is almost caught up to Alucard at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
In fact, I'd say
guys...
Wild's probably ahead of Alucard at this point, considering Alu still needs to go and kill Phantoon.
Yeah, Wild only needs Tower of Hera, so yeah.
Yeah, and Zoasty with those Titans. It looks like he's going to check Pyramid Fairy first, which not a bad move since, you know, when you get those 2 red crystals, you always think that they could be locking something easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Unfortunately, at this point, though, Keku and Zoasty are significantly far behind because of how long it took them to find those Titans mitts. And I don't know if there's much they can do to catch up at this point.
No, there's not going to be that much to come back there's not going to be that much. Unless Team Wildcard decides to go without Charge Beam. As nobody has found that just yet. And they need to pick up ammo. As you see, Alu is still in it here. He's still picking up ammo.
Yeah, I mean that's really where this race kind of just changed. Is Wild and Alu got those Titans mitts pretty early, while Keku and Zoasty put off the pod in eastern area for too long, and that just put them behind because they basically have full cleared Zelda up to that point. Well, this is good for Zoasty. He's heading up towards Dark World Death Mountain, so if he finds the cane, there's still a chance.
Well, he should, right? Because he should be going into Hookshot Cave, and that's where the Cane of Samaria is. So there's a little spring ball action from Wild Anaconda. A little too late for that. Probably would have liked to see that much earlier, but oh well.
Yeah, I think we're seeing Alucard. He's gonna go back into in Link to the Past now.
Yeah, I really like how these guys played this out. So yeah, he's gonna be able to just flute around and get back to the ship a little bit easier. And he still has to take care of Phantoon.
Yeah, Zoasty's about to find his Cane of Samaria. Their team will be in... Well, Zoasty will be in Go mode. Keku will know where the stuff they need is.
Yeah. This will be good for them. They're still behind by a number of dungeons, however. As we see Wild Anaconda entering into Ganon's Tower.
So in chat... They have a game you'd like to play. 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. Where do you think the big key is going to be? Get your guesses in chat. No official game for this, but people always like to guess.
And chest number 1.
Okay, game was over.
Well, Wild's going to do a little more checking, I think, because he's going to want a key. So, yeah. Chest number 1, and there's a key right there. So yeah, all right. Let's see. He's gonna do a little bit more checking in general. I think he might be looking for those silver arrows, which could be in here.
Yeah, silvers could be in here. And yeah, they could also maybe just want to see if they find some more ammo.
Yeah. And there's those silver arrows.
There's the silvers, yeah.
And some more ammo. Not the right kind, but some more ammo nevertheless. So that was pretty ridiculous right there.
Yeah. But I've noticed it, as Zoasty's in Ice Palace, he is doing this in Go mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right call for them. There's nothing that he needs in there, so.
Yeah, especially in the Ice Palace, just get through this. It's too long of a dungeon to go find the 3 items. Just move through it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially when you look at your item set and you go, I don't really need anything else. Why am I going to worry about 3 items in a particularly arduous dungeon? That was a very different way to do that bomb jump. Never seen anybody do it that way.
Unfortunately, he took up the pots, so he had to wait for that fire bar to go around. Usually you can just hook shot through the fire bar if you have a pot to grab onto.
Yeah, looks like he wanted that heart.
So just to give a quick update on where we're at. This is winner's bracket round 3. Winner of this moves on to face Andy and Ivan of Team Farts, and loser drops down to the losers brackets. They'll face off against Jet and Cross product of Stoop's product.
Yeah, both of those teams are nothing to laugh at. Those guys are those are some serious opponents.
So for Keku, I expect him to maybe grab the red mail in here. Oh, he's not even grabbing the red mail. He's going straight for the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him.
The Zoasty's through Ice Palace. That's his 6th crystal. Keku has his cane. He's in go mode. He just needs to do Ice and Mire. But at this point, it's basically Team Wildcard's race to lose. Wild probably finishing first. Alu still needs to go through Super Metroid and take out Fantoon, though Keku also needs to go take out Dragon.
Yep. We'll see what they do about this ammo charge beam thing.
And I think Keku's heading over to do Dragon right now. Little surprised the way he's going at it, though.
Here's a butter sword for Zoasty. Right out of the Mire shed. Oh, Aghanim too, giving WildAnaconda a little bit of trouble there. Yeah, both players have to finish both games in order for their team to win.
Yeah, so whoever, basically, it comes down to whoever on your team finishes second. WildAnaconda's through Aga 2. Alu's not too far behind.
Yeah, this seems to be the strategy, is finishing relatively close to each other.
I'm a little surprised Keku's going this way unless he's just trying to grab some more ammo.
It's possible that's what he wants. Charge beam has still been very elusive. That missing charge beam, where are you? At this stage in the game, I have to wonder if...
Okay, I could try to do the Shine Spark across this room, but missed it. Meanwhile, WildAnaconda is on Ganon.
Mm-hmm, yep. He's already in, did you find the arrows in my tower? Yeah, it looks like he did.
Alright, that's Ganon down for WildAnaconda. That's first game. And he can go straight to Mother Brain.
Yeah, he does have all the other bosses down in Super Metroid, so...
Yeah, of course, yeah, Chad, I'd agree at this point. Charge is likely in Turtle Rock at this point.
Nobody's going in there for it.
So I expect Anaconda to refill his ammo right now. We'll get an idea of where he's at.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
$90.50. That should be enough?
Yeah, that's enough.
I mean, the big thing at this point is if you're a little nervous that you don't have enough ammo, to not take that save point in front of Mother Brain.
Yeah. Well, he didn't save at the ship there. He might save at the bottom of the elevator.
Alu's got Aga 2 down too. He's on his way to Ganon.
Thank you for that math cross product. And how many extra missiles that WildAnaconda has?
Keku's got Dragon down. Needs to go back into Link to the Past now and finish Ice Palace Misery Mire. Zoasty's almost through Misery Mire.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Chat pointing out that it auto saves you when you switch between games. So he'll have a save at the ship anyway. That butter sword making real quick work of those eyes.
Yeah, and we're seeing Wild here use regular missiles to clear out these Metroids just to be safe.
Yeah.
Supers will clear them faster, but you can't recover your supers after you go through this door in about 2 rooms.
Yep. You can recover your regular missiles because there's a missile recharge station, and we'll probably see him make use of that if he feels he wants to be safe. He can use regular missiles all the way up to and breaking the glass, including breaking the glass of Mother Brain, and then go back. But if he wants to go back, he would have to break all the Zebatites with missiles in order to go back, rather than doing the Zebatite skip.
Yeah. So Alucard's finished off Ganon as well. That's the first done for him. He does need to go back and kill Phantoon first, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see him probably. He'll go back to the ship area and then just head over to the right.
Surprised Alucard didn't just save or reset.
Maybe he forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, Wild Anaconda's already pretty much at Mother Brain. He is blowing that door open. He's gonna go restore his missiles here.
Yeah, I like this. I think this is gonna give him the maximum probability for having, or the maximum, maximum number of missiles to go into Mother Brain with. So. Zoasty hammering the pegs in the wrong order. Unfortunately, you can't open that portal unless you open them up in the right order. Must have just forgot real quick.
So to kind of recap this race quick, basically we saw a lot of Super Metroid early, a lot of Link to the Past in the mid game, and I mean basically what it came down to is Wild and Alucard probably split up their workload a little bit better, and plus they found those Titan Smiths in Eastern Palace somewhat early, while it was a last location basically for Keku and zoasty.
Yeah. I think, those not having those mitts definitely hurt them for a good period of time. So yeah, the other thing is that Keku and zoasty's strategy was to just kind of follow each other. So that is not something Wild Anaconda wants. He does not want to miss too many of those super missiles. Not having charge beam here, this is potential for soft lock.
Yeah, even without, he should have more than enough ammo, but he is being careful just in case.
Yeah, he wants to be careful. You don't want to miss. You don't want to get to that spot. So seeing those catch-up beams is really what he really put him in a good spot. So did he turn off various suits?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not much of a point to stand-up glitch here because,
there's no charge beam, so.
Yeah, you can't really do anything.
He can stand around and he's doing it anyway. Uh-oh. Alucard angering Phantoon, getting him in an enraged state there.
It's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, like 13 seconds.
Yeah, zoasty's in the GT, Keku, last dungeon, Misery Mire.
Screw attack does not hurt my brain.
Looks like zoasty's full clearing the basement of GT. Probably trying to find some ammo.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, Alucard's got Phantoon down, now on his way to Mother Brain.
That's Mother Brain 3 down for Wild Anaconda.
Just the escape left for Wild. This should be pretty easy. I mean, nobody dies in escape, right?
You could. Whoa! What a really nice blue bomber there by Wild Anaconda. That is a sick strat.
Zoasty checking the basement here. I don't think he's on anything too interesting though, which we kind of expected.
Yeah, no, nothing super exciting. $300 there in the big chest.
And Wild heading straight to the ship.
No animals.
And Wild's the first done. Official time 2 hours 4 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yep. Zoasty doing tile room. So yeah, he's just gonna be waiting for Alu to finish off Torian. Alu has a little bit better ammo with 90, 55.
He's got an extra 5 supers.
Oh no, Keku dying on the spikes in Misery Mire there.
Oh, he has a fairy though, so
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, having to reset that and start from the beginning always sucks. That's his last crystal.
Yeah, this is Keku and Zoasty are going to put up a really good time here.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing for them is just that their routing took them too long to find the Titans myths compared to Alucard and Wild.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it and you go, oh well, Wild and Alu were so far ahead, and you go, well, no. They weren't actually that far ahead. You're talking about a dungeon and some. Maybe a dungeon and a half or so. Right?
Yeah.
Zoasty's wandering around Ganon's Tower right now. And, you know, Keku's finishing up his last dungeon. While Wild's done and Alu's is just about finishing up, so... You know, a dungeon and a half and a boss? Really? 2 bosses? So they're not that far behind.
Yeah, it was just, like I said, it was just an unfortunate way of how they routed this.
Yep.
I mean we could talk about their strategy, like we were talking about, like how Zoasty basically followed Keku for a good amount of it. I mean, that might have been able to give them a little more time if they had split up a bit more.
Yeah,
but...
yeah. I personally think that hurt them because, you know, they didn't have that knowledge of, you know, oh, what's over in the pod area, right? And Zoasty could have gone over there while Keku was doing other stuff, and they would have been able to find those myths earlier, and they would have had, you know, they would have had that knowledge, right? Oh, myths are here. Now we can go do this. We can go do these other things.
But still, you gotta give it up to Alu and Wild for playing a really good race here. Now it isn't over yet, obviously. Alu still has to finish.
Yep, and he can soft lock here at Mother Brain. That's still a possibility. So doing that would give Keku and Zoasty additional time.
I mean, it's not over until that second dot done comes.
That's right. So let's see how Alu decides to Zeb skip here. Gonna do the Ice Beam Zeb skip, more traditional. Oh, nope. Okay, he's gonna save.
See, his ammo's in good shape, so he shouldn't be in trouble here.
Yeah, his ammo's great. He has a lot less energy, but that's not really gonna matter because stand-up not really a factor here. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have seen at least one race in this tournament where one runner did take that save point with not enough ammo and did soft lock. And that was a really unfortunate thing.
Yeah, that would be terrible. No, these guys have enough ammo here. You just want to be careful not to get too much of it sniped.
Alucard's being very deliberate with his supers here.
Yeah, I think they know that, you know, I think they have an idea that they're ahead, and they want to keep their ahead. So, especially against zoasty and Keku.
So I expect Keku to just grab the big key and the small key, at least one small key down here, and head straight upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would expect him to go get the key off the torch. Maybe the key in the room next to it. And that way he just has two when he goes upstairs. But
yeah, looks like Alucard's going to be in good shape.
Oh yeah, Mother Brain is done here. So Alu's just going to get to the requisite 300 energy so he can start the cutscene. And have a B-Rainbow be to the correct amount of energy.
Well, zoasty is almost at Aghanim 2.
Oh, that's right. Chat pointing out the silvers. Yeah, that's a legitimate grab that Keku would want, is the silvers as well.
And chat also points out one other thing, is that one thing that could have also made this a little bit closer is after Keku had his money mishap at Pod, if he had gone into Eastern instead of going to Swamp.
Yeah. He did get the money he needed in Swamp Palace, but yeah, going into there was fruitless. Finding Charge Beam in there would have been really nice, but just wasn't meant to be.
Alright, Alucard on phase 3 of Mother Brain.
Yeah, at this point in time, I mean, you can screw it up, but I'd be shocked if a runner of this game, any one of these runners, screwed up this. This is basically a done deal at this point here. 36 shots with this Hyper Beam into Mother Brain 3, and you want to keep them off screen as much as possible to reduce lag, which is exactly the strat that Alu is employing here.
So Alucard is just an escape sequence away from their team winning and going into the next round of the winner's bracket.
And they're going to have to face Andy and Ivan. Oof. Talk about running a gauntlet. Zoasty does need to be careful here. He's... Or a quarter. I don't even know.
Yeah, he's at a heart and a half, so he does have to be very careful here.
Yeah, he does not want to get hit. Or does he want to fall off? Oof, lucky there.
Oh no, he gets hit. Oh, but he had a fairy.
Oh, alright. That was a nice little safety. Little fairy in a bottle. Unlike a message. No.
But meanwhile, Alucard is zooming through this.
Yeah, no blue bomber from Alucard. But that's okay.
Zoasty's through Ganon. Now he just has to clear out Mother Brain.
Yeah, Torian from him should be right quick.
But here comes Alucard to the ship. And there it is. Team Wildcard officially advances. Alucard's time is 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, those are amazing times. Sub 2.5 hours for both runners. 204 Wild, 214 for Alu. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Those are crazy times.
So we'll see if we can get Alucard and WildAnaconda in here for an interview as zoasty and Keku finish. And actually, speaking of them, looks like we already have them both in here.
Hello.
Hello. What? Seriously, what was going through your minds as you ran through this seed?
How do we keep up with all the things we're getting?
There was multiple times where we were like, so much stuff is getting thrown at us. Like, how are we routing all of this, keeping it all in mind? Like Alu went into the one main thing for me was like Alu went into Upper Norfair, found like 4 different things, and I was just like rattling all these things off. I'm like, I can't like remember all of this, and it took like another, I don't know, like 20-30 minutes for me to actually like start getting that stuff. And then we're trying to remember like, okay, so now how are we like routing this? And there was numerous back and forth saying like, okay, so now you got all these things, so like, is it better for you to just like go into Link to the Past or like stay in SM? It was tough because there's just like item after item after item.
Yeah, I feel like that was the challenge set forth by this seed for you guys.
But Route Master Alu though pulled us through.
Yeah, your routing was so you guys split up a lot more, and I think that afforded you a lot more information than Keku and zoasty.
Really?
Yeah.
So I mean, we feel strongly that splitting up is like the right thing to do, especially like early on and in the mid game. It's just good to get as much information as possible, and even out of the way checks like aren't as impactful in this mode. Like being thorough, I think, is rewarding because then you just don't have to route it in later, or your partner doesn't have to do it later.
Yeah. Quick note on zoasty Keku's side. Zoasty's in trouble, unfortunately, because he's only got 60 missiles and 30 supers.
Yeah, they did not find charge.
No.
At this point, we think charge is in Turtle Rock.
I mean, did they do Swamp?
They did.
Yes.
Okay.
They did Swamp.
Yeah, that's bad. Not that they did Swamp, but the ammo count is not. That's very bad.
Yeah, his ammo count is. Yeah, he would need a significant number of additional supers.
Like at least 4 or 5 packs with the only 60 missiles is even tricky to work with.
Yep, I don't know if he was counting on finding charge beam.
I mean, T-Rock is like the likely if they did Swamp. I know Alu did like pretty much all the overworld and Link to the Past. Like TR is like the only place we didn't touch.
Yeah, that and maybe like Spike Cave, Bombo's Tablet, Ether,
tablets, and Spike Cave are the other things. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else, honestly. Maybe Sahasrara.
Yeah. Oh, green.
They may have checked that though.
Keku got the green pendant, but I don't think he actually turned it in.
Gotcha.
The other thing I can think of, did zoasty save and quit before resetting?
He saved at the ship after reset.
I mean, after Ganon, did he save and quit before he reset?
I don't know.
Ooh, that could be really bad because that has been changed since 9.2.
Yep. So you can no longer just reset after you go on the pyramid. You do need to save and quit. So if he killed Ridley, as he's saying in the chat, he killed Ridley like almost an hour and a half ago, had 30 supers then, and he's picked up more since then. If he was in A Link to the Past, got a bunch more supers, and just didn't go back to SM at all, which automatically saves it when you transition, don't save and quit after Ganon, at that point, you don't save everything that you got. Oh, that looks like he just, yeah. He says he did not reset after, or he did not save and quit after killing Ganon. Because that has been changed from 9.2 to version 10. You can't just hard reset it.
So he's gonna lose all of his A Link to the Past progress too. Then
no, well, actually, I think I don't know. Have a solid answer to that question. I think the answer is yes, but
yeah, I think that's.
I mean, a quick pause screen check would be.
Yeah, and at this point, unfortunately, Zoasty has forfeit.
Yeah,
no. He lost 5 of his crystals. He didn't save and quit.
That would do it.
That's devastating.
Oh, that's a real shame.
That was an unintended bug in previous versions that was fixed in V10.
So, yeah, unfortunately for them, yeah, Zoasty's forfeits. I mean, at least the maybe one consolation is that it didn't cost them the match. But still, that's a very small consolation here.
I mean, regardless of whether or not it cost the match, like just even if that was like you were just doing this on your own, or you were just doing he was just doing like some co-op, not in any competitive way. That's still a huge bummer, because it's like, think of how much time you've just wasted. You know, like that's a bummer for sure.
Yeah, an awful lot of time. Losing 5 crystals is, plus all those items.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm not even sure if Keku's gonna be able to finish. I think he's got enough ammo, but he's only at 75 missiles and 40 supers.
Ooh,
that's
too low.
Yeah, that would leave him only 15. He'd need another 21 missiles. So that'd be 5 missile packs.
Or 2 or 3 super packs. 3 super packs, I think we'll do it.
Or that, yeah. What was really cool about this seed, though, if I could just talk about like what Alu and my goals for this, like we really enjoy doing co-ops. Like it's just like I think we can both agree that in our opinion, doing co-op of combo rando is definitely the best way to play this seed, or this format. And we've really been gunning for, in all our practices and stuff, we've really been gunning sub 2 hour time, and we've been very, very close a couple of times.
This might be the second best time that we've had. I think this is
the second best time that we've had. The best team time that we've had, like the second team member finish, was a 2:10, like a couple days ago. And I think I got like a 2:03 in that one, and this one was a 2:04 and a 2:14. But this was actually the first in-game sub 2 hour time, I believe, ever. So that's a thing.
Yeah,
pretty insane.
Yeah, I think sub 2.5 is amazing. So, like, the fact that you guys can get so close to the 2 hour mark in RTA is just bonkers.
And just an update, Keku is also forfeit, commenting that he doesn't have enough supers for it.
Yeah, that's a shame. That charge beam, it will get you.
And that was something that was basically on our mind for like the last 30 minutes probably of this seed. Was we know we don't have charge. We were like 1 item from go mode or whatever. We're still missing our red cane, and we were like, okay, I think at this point we need to assume we're not going to find charge. What's the ammo counts like, and where was the ammo that we need to be going to get? And so that I was making sure to get to relay that, because I was fine with what I had, and so I was like, all right, Alu, here's this and this and this, and go to these places.
And it's really stressful too when I'm the one who's behind, but I need that little cushion because I don't have the Super Metroid experience that Wild does and the execution. So I need to kind of pad my ammo count in order to get by. So
yeah,
a bit more time.
We saw you guys picking up a lot of the ammo. and I made note about whether you guys were keeping that in mind. So.
Meanwhile, we do also have Keku and Zoasty joining us. GG guys, tough finish, but good race nonetheless.
Yeah, sorry about that finish.
So where you guys just picked up a lot of supers along the way?
Yeah, we did not find charge either. We're assuming, based on what the commentators with their omniscience was saying, it's probably in TR based on the combined of our.
I don't know where else it could be besides there or Plasma Room, maybe.
Well,
no,
it could have also
Plasma
been
Room was checked. It wasn't in Plasma Room either.
Yeah.
You never turned in that green pendant, so that's the other possibility.
I think Keku did, didn't he?
I forgot to.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Because once you picked up...
that was when we were going for Go Mode, yeah.
Yeah.
Spike Cave, maybe? Or the tablets we didn't see.
Could be Spike Cave. I did do both tablets.
Got you.
I have to watch this seed back. I was like, when both Zoasty and I did the lava jump or lava dive, we're like, oh my gosh, everything's here, and then I think we might have a chance, and then nope. We just found out we
in Norfair.
Yeah, we just did.
There was just so many. There were so many ALTP. There was like so many items in SM. We were like, well, this is good for us. Like, this is the best shot we've got, really.
So
it was really heavily loaded.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, it was a close race. I mean, the big difference was Alucard and Wild getting those Titan Smiths early, where Keku Zoasty, you kind of was your last location.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Zoasty.
Yeah, I told Zoasty, I'm like, we should check Eastern.
That's actually a question we're going to ask. After you had your unfortunate money snafu going into pod, why didn't you just mirror and go into Eastern?
Because I said I'll do pod in Eastern, you can go do something else. That's what we planned, at least. Because with the mirror, I could just do both of them real quick. But yeah, I mean, he could have done that. That would have worked too.
So I was actually hoping for you to go over to Eastern Pod while Keku was doing Thieves Town and Skull Woods a lot earlier. But it didn't seem like you guys wanted to stray from your path too far.
I think we did a pretty good job on splitting up. I mean, we don't, when you're running the game, you don't know where the items are going to be. So it makes it seem like weird. Why aren't they doing this when you're watching a run? But, the person that's playing, they have no idea where the items are. It could be any of the locations they're looking if they're know what's in Logic.
That's true. I guess what we were noticing is that once you guys went back to Link to the Past, for a little bit at least seemed like Zoasty, you were just kind of retracing Keku's steps as he was going through stuff.
Not too much. I mean, I did Skull Woods and Thieves Town, and I skipped everything that I could. And then he went down. I went right to Graveyard Ledge and stuff. I think we split up pretty well. I mean, you can't always split up. Sometimes you have to follow the other person to get progression, or
there was hookshot in
gives you a break,
which was pretty important. Yeah.
And Zoasty's entirely right. Like there are some times where like you just can't split up. There's somebody who is in front and finding everything, and they just happen to keep finding things, and they're so important that the other person just kind of needs to just follow suit and go that way to make any progress before they could even justify splitting. Right. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't really have a choice there.
Right.
That is true.
The funny thing though about Eastern in our predicament was Alu was right there at Eastern. He had just finished doing something, I can't remember, but he was like, should I go?
It was pod.
Like, should I go in the Eastern? And I was like, it's a pendant, like I don't know, it's late on in this. And he was like, oh, I think I should. And I'm like, but I really don't know if that's a good idea. And he's like, I'm just doing it.
That was my thinking too, because it was a pendant.
And then and then he was just like, I'm just doing it. I'm like, okay. And then it's immediately Mitts. I was like, oh my god, why do I have it even like to routing at all?
I gave you a chance to route, Wild. I gave you a chance. No, Wild is his execution and routing through SM is also very good. So like we play off of each other really well. Like because I think my Link to the Past routing is decent because I can help route for both of us.
It's just way better than mine.
So I feel like being able to do Super Metroid really well actually gives you an edge in this combo randomizer?
Well, the thing is, you play a lot more Link to the Past, and there's more item locations Link to the Past. There's still a ton to learn Link to the Past. Trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you totally, but I think that's. I don't think you could over exaggerate that edge.
Well,
I entirely agree with that. Like, there is a lot in A Link to the. It's just a longer game, and there's more than twice the amount of items in that game as well. And so, like, you can be really great. You can be really great at SM and just like blast through it. But like, it's just A Link to the Past. It's just a longer game. There's a lot more to it, and so like, you can get an edge from being proficient at Super Metroid, but like at the end of the day, like, you can definitely still lose a lot of time in Link to the Past doing like. There's a lot more one-off checks as well in Link to the Past.
Yeah, routing's huge, man.
It is.
Well, the way I see it sometimes is that, yeah, well, there's less you can do in Super Metroid. The techniques that you need to be really good at Super Metroid are harder to pick up as well.
That's entirely.
That's what my comment alludes to more.
That's a fair point then.
The other thing, though, the argument that not argument, but just the other point I like to make when discussing this is that in Super Metroid, it's also a lot easier to be able to full clear things on your first way through, because depending on like if you have a knowledge of how to do certain tricks and things, you can just pretty much full clear stuff on your first run through most of the time. Whereas in A Link to the Past, like, multiple areas require multiple sets of items that you are very likely not going to necessarily have on your first time there. So like, you have to do multiple revisit stuff too. So that's the other thing where like A Link to the Past can be more inefficient routing wise, where like having someone like Alu who's really great at being able to route stuff efficiently that way can help me where I like lack in that regard. Yeah,
there's definitely a lot of Link to the Past knowledge to be had, and a huge, huge boon to being able to see, all right, I've got this, what does that open up, and what does that get me? Like, just being able to be your own cross product map for A Link to the Past is a pretty big deal. So
I like it. I like the dynamic of it, to where you can make up time being good at one of the other games, and then somebody can do the opposite, and y'all can be pretty evenly matched. I like that a lot.
Same, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a big draw for this combo randomizer.
For sure.
And I think sorry, Brewers, just like, I would just on that point again, though, I think you see in a lot of the teams in this tournament too, is you see people from both games pairing up with each other, people who have a dominance in SM and someone who has a dominance in A Link to the Past pairing up because of that point that I think it was Zoast that you were making a second ago, that like got the dichotomy there, and it just meshes really well.
Yeah, I think no offense, but I think our top team, Andy and Ivan, right there. There's that dichotomy.
I don't know. Wild and Alu, pretty tops too.
I don't know who. I don't know.
Beat him before.
I'd love to see Wildcard take this down, but
I don't know who I'd bet for in that one.
Or this team that got the 204 and 214, just now.
It's not our first time with times like these either. Not to toot our own horn or anything, but if you're hedging bets, in the chat, let's just keep that in mind.
I got my money on Wildcard, you know that.
Whatever. Me and Keck are going to come out losers bracket and win it all.
I'm
on it right now.
Expect it. Let's see it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be waiting for you in the final.
Waiting.
Oh man.
So, kind of looking ahead in that bracket right now, Alucard and Wild, you guys move on to essentially the semifinals, where you have to take on Andy and Ivan. How are you feeling about that?
I think it's just going to be fun. Like, we've scrimmaged with them many times. Like, we had a showcase race with them before this was announced. And I don't know. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I think we're pretty evenly matched. They have beat us, and we've beat them before, so...
I have to say, don't miss that raid. Do not miss it. It's gonna be really good.
no,
I'm really excited for it. I'm really nervous because I know they're both really strong players in both games. So we're gonna have to bring our absolute best. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a good race.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have a rematch in the loser bracket. You and us and you guys.
Well, we knew that this match and the next, if we won, the next one would be definitely the most challenging.
So, meanwhile, Keku and Zoasty, you guys will fall into the losers bracket. Your next match will be against Jet and Cross Product of Stoop's product. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah,
I'm not afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of anybody. I got Keku by my side.
Aw, shucks.
Don't miss that race either. That's gonna be a good one as well.
Yeah, there's all the matches remaining in this, even the ones that aren't yet built, are going to be spectacular. So you want to keep watching this tournament.
That's another great dichotomy team, Jet and Cross Product.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, you guys, for commentating. I'm excited to go back and hear what you guys have to say, as well as our trackers and everybody who was doing stuff. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I was, when I heard this was a matchup, I was really looking forward to this as a thing. So I'm glad I got the capability to commentate it, even though it's super late at night.
Yeah,
at least for me.
That's
Yeah,
my
well,
bad,
seriously,
sorry.
thanks. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. No
Bye,
problem. My pleasure.
Yeah, good game to
Thanks,
both of
everybody.
you guys, both teams.
Yeah.
Bye.
And GG, guys. Good luck.
yeah, GG's.
You
Thanks.
too.
Same, yo.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Good luck to everybody left in the tournament. I think
So
that's gonna end it for us, right?
Yep. Just to give you a look at what's ahead, we are getting into the later stage of this tournament, so there's not that many matches left. So make sure to tune in for everything. The only other match we have scheduled right now is going to be next week on Tuesday, September 11th. We've got Bootless Suitless going against Gigar Gang in the losers brackets. That's Maniacal and Solski versus Antinomy and Sloters.
Ooh, that'll be a good match. That'll be a real good match.
Yeah, that'll be another good one. We still have some other matches to go. I mean, the winner of that match will face Big Key Hunters in the losers bracket. And then our other known matches at this point that's still to be scheduled are Team Farts versus Team Wildcard. So Andy Ivan versus Alucard2004. And then we've also got Soup's Product versus Snappy's Hawaiian Host, which is Jet and Cross Product versus Keku and Zoasty.
Yeah,
Those are
matches
still to be scheduled.
Yeah, just decided today. So hang out, watch the schedule, and check those out. So yeah.
Yeah, we are getting close to the end here. I mean,
Yep.
yeah, the next week we'll have this, or soon we'll have the semifinals matchup between Team Farts, Team Wildcard. Losers bracket still has a few more rounds to go to check out who's going to come out of there to face off in the finals.
The grand finals, absolutely. Yeah, and be sure to give these runners if you like what you saw, Super Metroid and A Link to the Past coming out of all of these guys. So give them a follow.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's close up here. Thanks to our trackers, Cassidy Moen and Linkforce for tracking for us today.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks to Speed Gaming for the restream, and make sure to check into the Speed Gaming schedule as well for all of their tournaments going on. I think we're pretty much done on the networks for tonight, but there's plenty more coming up tomorrow.
Yep, links for all of that stuff posted in chat. So thank you all very much.
And yeah, of course, thanks to my co-commentator Subaroth here for joining me today.
Thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, good working with you as well. And I think with that, we'll sign off. So everybody have a good night.
Yep, have a good night, everyone.